Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. Today I'm going to be talking about how I dealt with my emotions when I first realized I wanted to go on testosterone, because it can be a scary thing when you realize that testosterone might be the path for you. Just a very daunting and scary thing. I do want to remind all of you who might be thinking you might want to go on T, you're in the stage of researching, watching YouTube videos. I just want to remind you that you might get your hands on testosterone and start taking T and then realize that you're not feeling so good inside. You just don't like it. You don't like the changes. And I'm here to remind you that that is okay. This whole journey and process is not going to be linear. It's going to be all over the place, jumping around. There are going to be days where you don't feel so great, days that you feel super euphoric and awesome. It all depends on you, but this is just a reminder to live life for you and become more self-aware, realize what's feeling right and what's not feeling so right, and realize that it's okay to go off the path that you had kind of set for yourself when you first started this whole gender exploration. And even if you're just watching YouTube videos right now and doing research, that's super courageous and brave of you. So if no one's told you, I am very proud of you for going on this journey, because it's exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about my emotions when I first realized I wanted to go on T, because I didn't really know that testosterone was an option. I knew that it was an option if I wanted to take my chest off and I wanted to get bottom surgery and I wanted to just change my name and go by the pronouns of he, him. I knew it was an option if that's what I wanted, but that's not what I wanted. And so that's where it became scary, because I'm the type of person that likes to have fixes. I like to have a label to put to something so that it gives myself some closure. I like answers. I don't like gray areas. And that's what I'm learning to love, because that is who I am. I'm just kind of chilling in the middle, and I'm still learning today that that is okay. It's okay to not always have a label for yourself. It's not a bad thing. And even if I have a label for myself as trans, non-binary, that's me doing an asterisk, that helps me a lot, because I know that trans is a good umbrella term, and that makes me feel really good, because it gives me a little bit of this label and a little closure and an answer for myself. But at the same time, I know that the definition of this term is an umbrella term. And so there are a lot of different options within that term. And so it makes me feel just very wholesome and put together, having that term as something that I really identify with. So in case you didn't know, that is how I identify: trans, non-binary. And that is what I've been saying for a little over like a year and a half now. I've been saying that, and I've been telling people that is how I identify. It might change, I don't know, but for now that's what's working. It's scary though when you realize, oh, there's a thing called low dose T, because it's a cool thing when you realize it, but also it's scary because you know it's not as common. And so it's kind of like, oh my God, so much more explaining to people. Even my queer friends who are really woke, they don't even know that low dose T is an option. And then I'm going to have to explain myself, and I'm going to have to educate. And it's such a daunting and exhausting thing to think about. And so I got really scared when I realized, oh my God, I could go on low dose T. This is super cool, but this is super scary. So I was also, me and my partner Kai had been seriously dating for about a year at that point. And so I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to ruin this, because I love Kai so much. I love what we're building together, this life, this family. I don't want to ruin it, because we had really worked so hard to be together, and we really fought for each other. And it was a tough journey. Obviously worth it, because I love her with all my heart, but it was really tough, especially a year into us seriously dating, because I was like, I want to go on low dose T. How am I going to talk to her about this? Because yes, she's queer too, but I don't think she knows that low dose T is an option. So the first thing I did was I did my own researched a lot of people, especially Chellaman. I really identified with him. Him being Asian American, but also just the way he was talking about things, the way he was talking about being genderqueer and starting testosterone, and just kind of coming into himself, becoming more who he wanted to be, I really, really resonated with that. And so that's what I hope to do for some of you, because Chella is somebody who's pretty well known now, but at the time was really not well known at all. And so I really resonated with his life, and that helped me. So that was the first thing that really helped with my emotions, was finding somebody who I could watch their videos and kind of see what their journey was looking like, because he definitely made update videos when he was on T. Even though it wasn't low dose T, I still found things about him that I resonated with. So that's also an option for you. Even if you think that low dose T is an option and that's kind of what you would rather do, and you know that that's the path you're going to take in the beginning rather than going on a full dose, it's okay to find people who are on low dose T. You might find things about them that you resonate with, or not. I just did the opposite of what I meant to say. If you want to go on low dose T, you might find people who are on a full dose and you might resonate with their videos or what they're trying to say or their journey. So it's all about finding resources, people who you can relate to. That is my number one suggestion, is finding people who you can relate to and watching their content and using them as inspiration and a resource. Super important. That's really going to help you feel a lot better and make you feel much more grounded when your emotions are all over the place. It's just a good reminder that you're not alone, and that a lot of people have gone through this confusing time that sometimes lasts a short period of time and sometimes lasts a really, really long time. The other thing is talking to your friends, people who you trust. I talked to Kai about how I was feeling, and it was a rough conversation. She was really scared of losing me, losing the person that she had fallen in love with. And those are all valid feelings. So remembering that there's a difference between somebody being transphobic and an asshole. There's a difference between being that and being just uneducated about what it means to be on low dose T, what can happen, just what it means. Those two things are different. And I'm sure that most of you can tell the difference, especially if it's somebody who you really care about and who really cares about you. Like, obviously I knew that Kai really loved me and that she wasn't trying to hurt me by saying things like, I'm scared I'm going to lose you. Those were just her feelings. So it's important, if you do have a partner, multiple partners, close friends, you know deep down inside that they love you and that they care about you. If you don't have that deep down inside feeling, maybe you shouldn't be with them, or maybe you shouldn't be their friend. Or I guess with friends, you can kind of distance yourself or make some boundaries for yourself. But you know deep down inside how those people feel about you, and you can tell if they're trying to be assholes, you know? So just take that into consideration, because there may be things that they say or ask that might be like, ooh, God, that kind of hurts. That hurts a little bit. I don't like that feeling. I don't like the way that question made me feel. But just remembering that their feelings are valid too. It's easy to feel like, oh, we experience all these microaggressions out in the world and in society, and then right when we go to a person we trust and they ask something that doesn't make us feel good, it's like, oh gosh, like I just want somebody to understand. So that's why having the resources of YouTube, Google, different blogs, different people who are inspirations to you, that's really important to have. Along with joining Facebook groups, so important. If you have Facebook, join some good non-binary, trans, whatever Facebook groups you can find. There are some that are out there to be trolls and to be really bad. So find the ones that are legit. I can actually, you know what? I'll link the Facebook groups that I'm in the description below, so you know the ones that I'm in, the ones that I participate in, because it's just, again, finding a group of people that you can relate to really helps when you're coming out to your friends and family and talking to them about it, because then you can kind of go to this safe space, ask questions. I've asked questions about stuff with my partner Kai. Like, I've gone to these Facebook groups and been like, hey, I love this girl. I know she loves me. We're just kind of in a rough spot right now because I'm trying to educate her about what low dose T could do to me. And, you know, she's saying this, this, and this. How have you all dealt with that? And then you'll get so many people supporting you. So it's a journey, it's a process. And to this day, like 2 years later, Kai is super educated on testosterone and apologizes to this day for the questions that she asked me or the feelings that she had in the beginning. And I'm there now to reassure her and say that all those feelings were valid. I knew it was because she loved me. And just the fact that she's gone on this journey with me has been super brave of her too. And so it means a lot to me that she's supported me in the way that she has and done her own research and educating. And that's super important too. It's not always up to you to educate. Only educate when you have the energy. It can be tough with significant others and partners because, you don't want to lose that, but it can work out. Like, I don't mean to be that person that's like, oh, it's tough for me and now it's good now, because we still have our issues, but they're not so surrounded by testosterone and gender and stuff like that, because we've talked about it more and we've just openly discussed a lot of difficult things surrounding my gender and testosterone and all that stuff. So that's what I have to say about dealing with your emotions when you realize that you might want to go on testosterone. It's just finding your safe space, whether it's among your friends, whether it's among your friends and family, and then also strangers, people you don't know, but people who surprisingly will really relate to you and you'll really resonate with. So finding those group of people, and then taking another step to research people online, people who you'll probably never meet in person, but people who you'll be able to really relate to. And with those three things, you'll really be able to feel a lot more grounded and feel like you can get your answers asked, your questions answered, and it's all going to be okay. The journey is going to be all over the place. It's going to feel a little crazy at times, but just starting this journey is courageous and brave, and I am so, so proud of you. So find your circle of people who you trust online, in the world, anywhere. You know where they are. You'll figure it out as you go, and it's all going to be okay. So I'm here for you in case you have any questions, comments, concerns, happy thoughts. Send me a message on Instagram or Twitter, and I will 100% respond. I'll even talk to you if you want to have a little conversation or ask me questions about whatever's going on, in case you don't want me to make a video about it. But if you want me to make a video about something, leave me questions in the comments below and I will be sure to answer them. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.